Howdy DC On Screen fans, how would you like a piece of original artwork from one of us here at DC On Screen?
Alright, we're aware that you've never thought of that before, but here's the deal. We need your help. Because the internet is a giant monster that requires numbers and regular feeding times. And then these algorithm things that are like our personal demons that we can't defeat alone. Do the right thing. Go over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review or a more honest review if you feel absolutely led to. And then email us at dconscreen@gmail.com. What we're going to need you to do is just write in an address. Tell us who you are. Give us whatever address you want us to send you something at. You know, if you don't want us to know where you live, send it to your neighbors and go steal his mail, whatever.
Yeah.
Just give us that, and then we need you to write Dave or Jason, and then we need you to write the name of a character. We're going to send you a piece of artwork. All I can say about it is that one of us is a good artist and one of us is not. If you've actually been listening to every episode, you might know the secret answer to that, to who you should really ask. But hey, or toss a coin.
Man, you know, once you get the picture from us, take a picture of it or scan it or something. Send it back to us, and we'll put it on Facebook, just like we do with your DC loot.
Yeah. Send it back with, like, critiques if you want to. We don't give a fuck, you know. Draw over it, you know, pull a Deadpool. Right? Whatever.
One of us might cry.
We'll both probably cry. But whatever. Point is, you know, it's come that time. It's the classic call to action. We need to get out there. We need to get a little bit of the review game going. And this is our humble offering.
Yeah, humble offering. Very humble. I couldn't say it any better myself, man. That was a good pitch.
Oh, thank you.
All right, with that said, settle in for a new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome into DC On Screen. I'm your host, David C. Robertson, and this is my co-host, Jason.
Hello.
Alright, we're about to get super spoilery on The Flash, episode 211. I think I said 111 last episode, but it's 211. The Reverse Flash returns.
Yep.
Holy shit, man.
And it's not even close to like the biggest thing that I think happened in the episode.
This show. It just gets better.
I'm so happy with it. I am.
It's so good.
And they gave us a working time travel theory that we can now hold against them if they mess it up.
Well, luckily it makes no sense.
It does. Cause and effect for me are still in line. I can deal with that. I actually... Mm-hmm. And can I go ahead and sound stupid right out of the gate here?
Sure.
Why is Cisco going to die? What am I missing? I kept looking at the problem. Like I approached it from a few different angles. Apparently, I couldn't find the right run. Why? Like, what is the logic there? Why is Cisco die if Eobard doesn't go forward in the future? I couldn't figure it out.
Because time fights back.
That's all I've got. That's all I know.
Time fights back, and Cisco, because of his vibing powers, as he'll eventually, I guess, be able to vibe into different realities and stuff.
I mean, is it his vibing powers that are getting killed? Because I thought it was like a continuity error now, where if Eobard doesn't go to the future, that means he doesn't become Harrison Wells, which means the Harrison Wells that they knew doesn't... But I couldn't figure out why that would get Cisco killed.
Well, I think his vibe powers are...
Or was it just the vibe powers that were...
the timeline?
Maybe that was it. Someone correct me. Someone's got to have a handle on that shit. Let me know. I couldn't get it. I failed. I didn't have enough time to sit there and fucking storyboard it.
Well, I felt like, I felt like he's tied into the extra dimensional thing, because I think he is supposed to vibe into other realities. Mm-hmm. Like he can vibe between multiverses and stuff sometimes. Yeah. I'm not sure. But if, time is being rewritten, and I think it would actually cause that much disturbance where it would affect him. Mm-hmm. It makes some bit of nonsense that would be sensical enough, I guess.
I'm willing to hold out hope that there is a sensical explanation that I just didn't understand.
Look, here's the thing.
I just didn't catch it. Jason and I are humans, and I can't speak for Jason, but I can speak for myself. It didn't make any damn sense to me either, but the show was so good, I didn't care. That's what happened.
Normally, if this were Arrow or Gotham or something, I'd be on top of that shit.
If it was Gotham, we'd be so pissed right now. But we're emotional humans, so who are to use Patty's word, smitten with the show.
Yeah, look, when you do every like literally almost everything else right, you can get away with weird shit like that because we're like,
I don't have time to sit there and focus on it and get taken out of character because you keep doing cool things to my eyes.
Yeah, in the time that it took me to go and react to that weird shit, they've already made up for it with something else.
Right.
So that's why we kind of just let the Flash slide.
I'm sitting there kind of trying to put the pieces together, and about that time, Barry like tosses Reverse Flash through a time portal. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Forget entirely my problem. Oh well.
Yeah, it made no sense. Cisco was phasing in and out of reality. Yes, but did he get the vibe goggles?
Yeah, he did. He's got his shades back now.
Yeah. And what was Earth One Jay Garrick's name?
Hunter ZOLOMON.
Oh, yeah. The hell you say?
Wonder if that could be relevant. Because, and anyone keeping score here, it's probably the big thing that happened during this show.
And what's Joe's reasoning behind Barry not being the Flash?
What did he say? Shit. Have you ever
seen Barry run? He waddles like a slow-ass duck.
But that is when he's trying to do that in the face of Patty straight Batmaning his ass. Mm-hmm. Like she gets all world's greatest on him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Fucking Patty, man. And just to talk about Patty briefly, hell yeah, she fucking figures him out. Between her and Barry, I can't sit here and tell you, like, if I was a friend of both of them, I wouldn't know which side to take. You know, I would be totally trying to get out of having to pick. I don't know who I feel worse for or better for or whatever. It's just kind of it's a rough one. It's a rough one, man. But when he's telling her, like, late in the episode, you remember she comes back and confronts him on it. Yeah. And she as much as tells him, like, I just need this. I need you to tell me this. And he doesn't. He won't admit it. And she just breaks down. And you just the tears started rolling. Dude, it felt like shooting Bambi in the fucking eye. Mm-hmm. It was... Oh, I felt so bad for her. She was good. Yeah. I say was because Kreisberg, I think it was Kreisberg, said that she is actually gone for now.
Yeah. Man, she better get that cosmic cycle, man. That's all I'm saying. She better come back.
Damn, Skippy. We'll see her at the museum.
Oh, man. I didn't want Patty to go.
Really didn't. I really started to like her.
Like, I actually wrote here, no, not Patty. ... I mean, shit, man. I love Patty. I don't want her to go. Like, damn you, Flash Riders, getting rid of her.
She's gone. They needed I don't know what it's going to end up being. Like, when I look at the whole of season 2, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to retroactively go back and go, oh, okay, well, that was the reason they brought her on. Because it seems like now they've just kind of gotten her out of the way. But, you know, so far I'm kind of thinking like, well, why would you make us love her if all you're going to do is just push her away? I don't understand. Why would you do this to me? You couldn't have made her a little less likable?
Yeah. Christ's got that Whedon jive going on, man.
I know. I mean, it was good. It was good TV. Even that, like, I wish she wasn't gone, but it made me feel things. Mm-hmm. So, and now Barry's got time to go, like, hardcore train or do whatever he's got to do. Mm-hmm. Or I think Iris needs saving in the next episode. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
By the way, when Cisco responded, I think, exactly the way a human should when you're told, like, when he sees the repercussions, he, like, straight stands out of his chair. Are you telling me I can see in the future?
That is exactly what I'm telling you.
You should have a physical reaction to being told that you can prognosticate. Like, you should be able to... There should be a lot of getting up and running around and not knowing what to do with your body, you know? Or if you were already doing that, you should sit down flattened by the idea. Like, there should be a change. And then what does he say? Oh, those goggles are getting named immediately.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah. As soon as I saw the goggles, I giggled.
Right?
Incessantly. I was like, yeah.
And it seemed like a weird segue. It was like, well, you just need... And he pulls the prop on. I'm like, yeah! But, yeah, whatever.
Oh. So I was, like, second-guessing this episode all over the place. Like, things that they were... Like, whenever anybody would say anything to the Reverse Flash, I was, like, coming up with, like, oh, man, they should have told him that. Oh, they should have told him that. Like especially when Cisco told him that you're in the jail that you helped me build.
Right.
And I was just like, oh man, don't tell him that.
Don't go bragging, Cisco.
Yeah, he's got to like second guess, like, or like figure out himself and like whatever. Like he's got to figure out like how to get out of the jail because of what he did. Yeah, don't do that. Don't tell him that. But he didn't. Oh, I was just expecting it.
And thinking about that in the nosebleeds, I guess you're right. I guess it was supposed to be just time fighting back, and with his powers, that's why he was up for grabs. Because it is. It's every time he gets one of the nosebleeds. Every time they kind of have a scene where you're asking yourself exactly that, like, oh man, that's going to be a problem in the future. Well,
yep.
Not if Vibe's brain explodes. And I was watching the nosebleeds, kind of going, that's not good. I don't want Cisco to have like limited powers. I don't want it to be like something he can only pull out once a year, or his nose will trickle his brain out slowly.
Yeah, I want him to like. I want to get from becoming the Vibe show,
right? Because like now that he can do that, I mean, don't you want him like in those goggles? At least once every couple episodes.
I want him in those goggles every episode.
There's a whole lot of lens flares in there too, by the way. Very lens flary vibiness.
So,
goggles brought to you by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I love. Oh man, I just love this show so much.
I know.
I love this show so much, Jason.
And I did like. How did this go down? Like, all right, so Harry Wells 2 having been there and being the face that, like, Earth 2 Harry, I guess, just simply being the face that Reverse Flat or Eobard sees. That's a really unfortunate consequence for like the true Earth 1 Harrison Wells that we haven't seen except for like the one flashback, because that poor bastard, he never had a chance, and now we know why. It was Harry 2's fault, or Harry's fault.
And that has one of my
nice touch, though.
That has one of my favorite exchanges in the show so far, where Eobard, like the dude, like like in the first season, the fact that we don't get more of that dude as Eobard Thawne is a damn shame. Because here he kills it. Like I knew that he was coming, and I was like, you know what? I am just not looking forward to him because he can't be Wells. He's not going to be Harrison Wells. Like that's the Eobard Thawne that I know and love. But I see this dude playing Eobard and thought, you know what? I love Tom, but maybe we could have done with this guy.
But now you get both.
He just cocks his head and looks at Kavanaugh and goes, "Who are you?"
Nobody important?
Yeah, Harry goes, "No one of consequence."
That's it.
And then Eobard just smiles and goes, "Oh, I doubt that." Oh man, the shivers.
Like, the shivers. Can they just talk for a whole episode? It was good. And oh man, what is that? One of the good power lines out of this show. What is it? He right before he's about to like bump him up into the future. What does he say? Like, "I'll be back," or "I know where you live now," kind of thing, or whatever. But Barry tells him,
"I know what century you're from."
Yeah, and he says he as much as tells him, "I'll be coming back for you," and he says, "I know, and every time I'll be ready for you." I'm like, yes, fucking Barry Allen, buddy. Yeah, that's the cocky bastard I loved.
Yeah. So good. I actually even loved that. I don't remember who says. I want to say it was Cisco. But I might be. No, I might be. No, it can't be Cisco.
What did they say?
It had to have been Harrison Wells. But when he says, you can't do anything to stop this, he's telling Barry, you can't do anything to stop sending him back. We have to do this. And then they said, this is his origin story.
Yeah.
Like, that just hit me. I was like, oh, that's so freaking dope, man.
That was
so
definitely Harry that said that.
Oh, yeah. I love Tom Cavanaugh so much. He's doing something completely different with this character than he did last season.
Yeah. And
I just love him.
Like,
I
left his
hug
old
Tom
character
Cavanaugh.
back for the guy playing, RV now, or Reverse Flash now, to come back and take on that old cocky personality and fucking nail it just as hard as he did, man. It's just, I'm very happy. It's like one of the highlights of my week now when I get to sit down and watch Flash. And
I never watched Ed, even though when I think about him, I always think, oh, that's Ed. But Tom Cavanaugh is so good.
I watched every episode of Ed, and I gotta say, very little changes from the front to the back of Ed. But the whole time, like, it is like 3 seasons, I think, of a show that just accomplishes very little. I mean, in season 3, it's still like Ed and Carol, will they, won't they? We've been doing this for 3 22-episode seasons at this point. And, but the problem is, like, you don't give a damn. It's just, Kavanaugh's so fucking funny.
Am I correct in that Carol is Julie Bowen?
I don't know
From
her
Modern
actual
Family?
name. Modern Family, though, yeah.
And we want to go back and watch it anyway.
There really are moments I've gone back and watched a couple episodes of Ed, and there are moments where I'm watching it going like, I could totally believe like this is the guy that she dated before she met Phil. I could totally buy that.
Except that she was a wild child a little bit, but
I know the show like there's continuity problems with it, but if it, just watching her, it's very similar.
well, sure. Yeah, man. Oh, but like Tom Cavanaugh just kills it. I want to hug that man, except that if I ever met him, I'd be a little afraid that if I did hug him, he might stab me. Like I don't know. I can't trust him. He's too good. He's too deceptive. Every time I see him, he's deceptive as hell. Well, not on Scrubs. He was great in Scrubs. But
Well, even then, he even on Scrubs, he only finally found like his place, like his career in life when he becomes a salesman. And I think he says it involves not a small amount of double talk. And it's like all you have to be able to do is speak quickly, and it involves not a small amount of double talk or something like that. And that's like he's a cajoling bastard. That's why he finally makes it even in that show.
yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten to that.
And I think there was a time period before this where I never did confirm this, but he was the voice of Dr. Pepper 10. I'll put my fucking money on it. All the radio ads, if anyone knows, let me know if I'm wrong, but I'd swear by it. That was him trying to sell you Dr. Pepper 10 on the radio.
I don't know. We could probably do a quick Google search.
I did. I
Have you
tried.
done that?
I never could find it. It's actually hard to find voice actor credits for commercials.
I have seen that it's hard to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for it.
It's going to take you forever. You won't get anywhere with it. I promise. I've been down that road.
But yeah, I would cast Tom Cavanaugh as anything.
Yeah.
Anything at this point.
Yeah.
I would cast Tom Cavanaugh as Mary Jane on the next Spider-Man movie.
Easily.
Yes, I'm aware that they're going younger. I don't care that she's 15 in this version of the Marvel Universe. Tom Cavanaugh. Okay, cool. Who you casting Uncle Ben? Tom Cavanaugh.
Should I even ask who Spider-Man is? If you have to, you haven't been listening.
Tom Cavanaugh. Oh man. So what do you think they're gonna do with Hunter Zolomon?
I don't know. And one of my questions was, is it going to be Caitlin that fucks up? Like, if this guy's Hunter Zolomon, that means that there's just like an Earth One Doppel J that was sitting there minding his own damn business. It looks like. I mean, come on, they portrayed him in a park, literally minding his own damn business. So that's how I see him right now. And I'm kind of wondering if it's going to end up being like Caitlin's search for a cure for Jay that somehow has a consequence on this guy. And I'm wondering if she could turn him into Zoom accidentally, trying to find Jay's powers.
Yeah, that's possible.
And would, I think, be a pretty sexy way to go with it, but we'll see.
That would be interesting. Like she's trying to save Jay, accidentally turns him into Zoom, or messes him up enough that he becomes Zoom eventually.
Well,
and that's why he goes and steals Jay's powers in Earth 2, is because he's trying to get back what Caitlin took.
Or he just goes mad with power. I mean, Zoom does that. That's a Zoom thing. That's fine. And
yeah.
But what I'm thinking might happen is Jay kind of tells her, and he really has, he's told her several times, like, Caitlin, you're a really smart chick, but I've thought of all, like, I'm dying. Do you don't think I've thought of that? And it's a couple of times he's had that conversation with her, and he's always been pretty, light-handed with it. It's not like he's gotten offended. It's kind of hard not to. I mean, she's just she cares about him. She's trying to save his life. But
right.
It's weird territory. I'd say emotionally at the least. But he tells her that his metagenes changed his genetic pattern just enough that he can't actually use this Doppel J. So what if Caitlin decides, okay, well, what if we change his genes to match yours, and in doing so create Zoom?
That's
bites
so
off
possible.
Way more than she can chew.
But you know what? They might go that way. Like, in case anyone doesn't know, spoilers for the comics, Hunter Zolomon is Zoom in the comics.
Yeah,
not
I guess
Professor
we did gloss
Zoom.
right over that, but
yeah, not Professor Zoom.
No.
Like, Professor Zoom is Eobard Thawne,
right?
And he goes by Professor Zoom sometimes,
right?
Like, but Zoom, who is like the third Reverse Flash, that's Hunter Zolomon. But in the comics, Hunter Zolomon, he was his like father killed his mother or something like that, and then he winds up going into law enforcement, goes into the FBI, gets thrown out, he has a bum knee, then he winds up helping Wally West while Wally's the Flash, and he becomes friends with Wally West. And then Gorilla Grodd like cripples him from the waist down. He goes to the Flash Museum, tries to use the cosmic treadmill to go back in time and change his past so that he's not all crippled and shit, and winds up becoming Zoom, essentially.
That all scam? Yeah.
I think that's right.
That's a long breath to be able to say essentially at the end. But come on, we're talking about comic book history. That's how this shit works. It's a giant long thing, and then that's still only kind of basically what happens. Yeah. There's still just a ton of nuance that you can't get out of, like, you just can't.
And that's from memory, kids. So I'm sorry if it was a little off. I guess I should have done some more research. But
seems like I didn't hear anything wrong.
Matches
my memory.
As a clever time-saving technique, I've decided to rely upon my memory.
Right. It saves time going to Wikipedia.
Right. So yeah, I mean, this might be a complete, like, we know what the history is. We know who Hunter Zolomon is. We've got Google at the very least.
Right.
This might be a huge red herring.
I don't think it is. I just don't feel like it is. I just, my gut's saying no. My gut's saying that means something. And I think, like, it was only a couple weeks ago, you remember that Grant Gustin got the phone call from, I think it was Kreisberg that was talking to him, and he told him who Zoom actually is.
Yeah, but I feel like them putting him out there like he is, like they are, like, I feel like it's a red herring. I wouldn't be surprised if this show completely switched it on us and made us feel like idiots.
I wouldn't either.
Oh, it's Hunter Zolomon, and then it turns out to be, because you know what? We still don't know. We still don't know where John Wesley's ship is and why he's been so weird and cagey. And he has been. They've said it. There's a reason that he went away and he's blah, 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 blah.
And even in this episode, they say
there's a reason.
Barry kind of says, like, the people I love end up kind of leaving. And for just a second, I thought he was going to be like, yeah, even my dad. I spent all of last year, spent all of my first season just getting him out, and he just leaves anyway.
I've been trying to get him out of prison for my entire life. And when he gets out of prison, he leaves.
He's out for like 20 seconds to go camping.
So, I don't know. What do you guys think that who's Hunter Zolomon's going to do? What will he be the next Max Mercury, or will he be? There's no reason for me to believe that, but
one of the reasons I think it may not be, because I like my little theory and everything, but fuck it, something I'm having a little trouble matching ideologically. Zoom isn't tall enough to be played by Jay Garrick, by Teddy Sears.
Yeah,
Zoom just doesn't have the height.
No, he doesn't. You know what? He is kind of the height of John Wesley's ship, though.
He is kind of the height of John Wesley's ship, though. But Teddy Sears is a tall individual. I mean, that guy's a wide receiver, man. I don't know if he actually is, but that's where I'd fucking put him.
He is.
Zoom ain't that tall. Zoom's like Grant Gustin's height.
Now, as we just said, though, there are a number of Reverse Flashes in the comics, so there's nothing saying that Teddy Sears can't be the next Reverse Flash, or the next, Zoom, or whatever you want to call him.
Right.
He doesn't have to be this one. Just saying. There's so many things we could just say, because, I mean, they take it wherever they want to, whenever they want to, so.
Yeah. God. And I like I said, sometimes I just leave these episodes playing in the background while we're talking about them. It just got to the point where, like, Patty's getting shot down again, and those big old sad eyes. So bad. And, the moment, like, she's talking to him early in that conversation, she's like, I was just so smitten with you. And the moment she said smitten, I, like, slapped my thighs. I'm like, Barry, just marry her. She said smitten. She said she was smitten. No one uses that word to describe themselves. It's too humiliating. Please do something nice for her. Oh, well.
Can we just have, like, a Patty Spivot spinoff? I understand if the story on the Flash is just you just don't need her anymore, and it's better for the show. But can we just have a Patty Spivot spinoff?
You remember I've talked about this before. There are ways you can create metahumans inside the Flareverse, and you've got the collision and all that crap. But you remember Deathbolt?
Things.
You remember that Deathbolt thing that I'm still like waiting for that loose end to be tied up? Let's have Patty go. Patty go investigate that. That's an episode I want to see.
All right.
There was
I was just going to suggest a CW Patty Spivot TV show where we would just watch her sit on her couch. It's like, I'm good.
We just watch her sit quietly enjoying herself and not being hurt by Barry's, like, lonely-ass personality.
Right.
It'd be a very boring, calming show.
Yeah, it's the show where she can't decide between like 3 dudes, all of whom are wonderful, and none of them lie to her, and she's just always very happy.
Right.
And is now at peace with her dad's death.
Right.
And, her biggest issue is which one of these wonderful guys she's going to choose, and what kind of oatmeal am I going to eat for dinner in my yoga pants today.
So, yeah, like, we just wanted to write a show with her just called Happily Ever After. Subtitle, no, actually, really, this time.
Right.
Just this once.
And,
there will be no drama.
Clear,
come watch this person be happy.
It's not because she's a woman, and I don't think that she can do her FBI or CSI or whatever the hell she was doing.
No, I'm sure she'd knock that out of the fucking park.
That just sounds like it's going to put her under a lot of stress, and I don't want her to have that anymore.
Right.
I think Barry did enough.
We want good things for her. Because we're smitten. I had that was about everything I had on the episode except for one thing.
And all the men are played by Tom Cavanaugh.
Oh yeah. And none of them
Anything
hurt
else?
her.
Right.
Yeah, one more thing though. All right, so they go into the tunnel, right? They go into the collider tunnel. There's a number of doors and entrances to the tunnel, and they're all numbered entrances. Guess which one they were standing in?
52.
Yep. Because apparently that's like a blood contract that they made with fucking Jim Lee and Didio. I don't know what that is, man. It's everywhere.
I think, honestly, Jeff Johns just thinks it's funny.
I think so, and it's usually very, very subtle. I mean, that was like, I only caught that because I happened to pause it to walk out of the room and grab a drink and came back and went, oh, fucking 52, really? Mm-hmm. But it's one of those jokes where it's been going on for so long now that I'm bored with it. And I know it's going to bounce back and I'm going to think it's funny again, but I'm not quite there yet. Now I'm just, eye roll every time I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm getting a little tired of the 52.
I agree.
It's not a deal breaker. As long as it stays in the background where I don't have to actually take note of it.
Yeah, I like it more when it's on the back on a wall than, or like Supergirl did it a couple weeks ago and it just wasn't subtle enough for me. Like, reel it in, guys. Reel it in.
All right, that's it. I mean, I'm done. I got nothing else for the Flash.
No.
I mean, I got all the things for the Flash, all the feels and all the love.
All the love.
I guess we didn't even talk about this. I guess they didn't actually kill her off or anything yet, but glad to see that they're kind of wrapping up the Iris's mom storyline.
I am, and she was a lot less annoying this time.
She was. I mean, something about dying.
It's mostly because, what we talked about last time was we felt like that character is just a walking trope, just an overused, oh my god, do we not already have enough drama in the show? We don't need that too. And I think the reason I liked her more this time was because they told me there's an end date. Like, it's a lot easier to breathe knowing that I wasn't going to be facing that anymore.
Yeah, she's a deathbed trope now. So.
Right.
Unless, of course, something happens and she becomes a new supervillain.
I'm not thinking
she's
that.
in the beds. Lightning hits her. She becomes some awful Flash villain or something from 1970s.
Right.
All right. We are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. If you would like to listen to a similar kind of podcast about the Marvel stuff, you can go check out our friends Matt Carroll and Jeff Randall at the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. This podcast and their podcast, we're both part of the Giant Size Team Up Network, and we are coming right back with Arrow 411. So we're going to get a little AWOL on you. I don't know why I laughed at that. That was weird. It was a weird laugh. It was a creepy laugh. That was a weird, creepy uncle laugh.
Yeah.
I'm a creepy uncle.
It was strange, but I'll forgive you.
So until next episode, keep some DC on your screen.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Are you struggling to lose weight and keep it off? Tired of wasting time and money on starvation diets that lead to more frustration and stress? If there was a weight loss solution that could actually work for you, would you try it? Then head to Golo.com.
I'm Steve. I lost 138 pounds in 9 months on Golo.
I'm Amber. I've lost 128 pounds with Golo taking release.
If you're ready to take back control of your life, head to Golo.com now and see how Golo can work for you. That's GOLO.com.
My sleep is way better. My inflammation has gone way down. Golo saved my life. I was way overweight. That's what sent me down the path. I wanted to make sure and live for my kid.
I have literally tried everything. I was on the verge of getting gastric bypass surgery, and I saw the Golo commercial, and it was the last thing I tried because it worked.
Join over 2 million people who have found a better way to lose weight with Golo. Your healthier and happier life begins at Golo.com. That's GOLO.com. Again, GOLO.com.